Chapter 3. The pattern self. Consciousness, identity, and the soul's sacred design. The light of consciousness, what a mystery it is, a beam that not only illuminates the world but questions its own source. Anonymous Sufi mystic. The ancient lineages we explored in the last chapter held more than myth and memory. They preserved maps of consciousness, embedded in ritual, symbol, and sky. From these sacred blueprints, we see how nature and cosmos mirrored the inner world. But if the stars were once read to understand fate, and the elements invoked to summon harmony, then it begs a deeper question. Who is it that reads the stars? Who seeks the harmony? What is this self that moves through myth, matter, and memory? The path now turns inward. Who are you? Not your name, not your past, but the awareness that watches it all unfold. The sense of I behind the eyes, the silent presence that has been with you since the beginning. This thing we call consciousness, so intimate, so fundamental, and yet so elusive. It is not a theory or concept. It is the fact of being here now, the hum beneath thought, the witness of joy and grief. Science calls it the hard problem. How can neural activity give rise to subjective experience? We can measure the brain, but we cannot touch the flame that sees. Older traditions spoke of this flame as soul, the breath of life, the spark of divinity, the seed of eternity. In Hindu philosophy, it is Atman, the undying self. In Greek thought, psyche. In Christianity and Islam, the soul is both a gift and test. Even stripped of religion, it lingers in our dreams, in our longings, in our search for meaning. But is the soul a reality or a symbol? Science points to 86 billion neurons as the source of identity, yet admits that no scan can explain why it feels like anything to be you. Memory, personality, sensation, all can shift or vanish due to trauma or illness. Where then is the core? What remains when identity dissolves? Some propose the self is not a fixed entity, but a pattern, a verb, not a noun. This echoes ancient Buddhist thought. There is no enduring you, only a flow of sensation and thought. Jung added depth to this notion with the idea of the persona, the mask, and the shadow, the hidden self. True wholeness, he taught, comes not from fixing the self, but from integrating its fragments. In our digital age, this multiplicity becomes stark. We curate personas for each screen, each context. Is any of them real? Or are we always performing? The default mode network in the brain rehearses a story of self. I am this, I was that. But when disrupted, that story collapses. Psychedelics, meditation, and mystical experiences often dissolve this narrative entirely, revealing a more spacious awareness beneath. From there, a new question emerges. If the soul is the flame, what is the pattern it chooses to wear in this life? Enter personality, not the soul itself, but the vessel it moves through. The peculiar combination of traits, tendencies, and energies that give shape to your unique expression. Personality is often explained through nature and nurture, genes and environment. But what if it is also a signature of the soul? In Chapter 1, we explored the 5 elemental soul currents: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. What if these aren't just metaphors, but the deeper codes behind our personalities? Earth types are stable, loyal, grounded. Water types are emotional, intuitive, creative. Fire types are bold, passionate, transformative. Air types are curious, mental, and fast-moving. Ether types defy categorization. They are seers, dreamers, mystics. These elemental temperaments may align with psychological types. Fire souls might show up as ENFPs or ENTJs, water as INFPs, earth as ISTJs, air as INTPs, ether, perhaps the mystic INFJ or the ones who don't fit any box at all. Astrology offers another map. Dismissed by many, it is in fact one of humanity's oldest symbolic systems. Your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, each reveals an archetypal lens through which your soul expresses itself. Vedic astrology speaks of nakshatras, lunar mansions, that provide an even more nuanced picture. Chinese, Mayan, and Babylonian systems reflect similar ideas. You are born with a cosmic imprint, not as fate, but as frequency. Are the stars controlling you? No, but perhaps they mirror your deeper pattern. You arrive like a tone struck in a symphony, a vibration encoded in time. And just as temples were designed to reflect the human body, your personality may be a sacred architecture for the soul. Modern psychology attempts to map this mystery with tools like the Big Five, MBTI, and Enneagram. These systems can describe your traits, but not your purpose. They miss the myth beneath the mask. Jung believed individuation required engaging with archetypes, primordial patterns that shape consciousness. He wasn't far from the ancients, who built calendars and temples not just for timekeeping, but for initiation. Not to ask, who are you? But are you living your role in the cosmic unfolding? Personality becomes not a limitation, but an invitation, an alchemical blend of earth, fire, air, water, and ether. A melody written in starlight and soul, a sacred garment. And then through breath, grief, art, trauma, or transcendence, the garment thins. We catch glimpses of something older. Altered states open doors, through meditation, chant, plant medicine, or near death, and the ego dissolves. What remains is not absence, but a deeper presence, a spacious awareness, a unity beneath the mask. Philosophers now flirt with panpsychism and cosmopsychism, that consciousness is not emergent, but elemental, that even particles hold awareness, that we are not fragments, but fractals of a dreaming universe. The self, then, is not an error. It is a symbol, not a cage, but a language, a way for the soul to move, to express, to remember. You are not your personality, but your personality is not random. It is your current. You were not made to fit a mold. You were made to remember your design.